Let us begin by settling the body and mind for a moment. Allow the breath to be natural. Let the heart be open, without hurry. Today, I invite you to gently explore a teaching that is both practical and quietly profound. A discourse that speaks not only to monks and teachers, but to anyone who shares knowledge, advice, or care with others in daily life. This is the Lohicca Sutta, found in the Dīgha Nikāya, the collection of long discourses of the Gautama Buddha. The Lohicca Sutta begins with a simple human concern. A wealthy and influential man named Lohicca holds a troubling view. He believes that if a teacher has discovered something good and true, it should not be taught to others. In his mind, sharing knowledge weakens one's own advantage. Wisdom, he feels, should be kept for oneself. This view may sound harsh, yet if we look carefully, we may notice echoes of it even today. Sometimes people fear that if others learn what they know, they will lose importance, security, or control. When the Buddha hears of this view, he does not respond with anger or ridicule. Instead, he approaches it calmly, as a physician would approach an illness, seeking first to understand and then to heal. This tone itself is a teaching. The way truth is shared matters as much as the truth itself. The Buddha explains that there are three kinds of teachers in the world who deserve criticism. First is the teacher who has not attained inner clarity or freedom, yet claims to teach others how to reach it. Such a person speaks without having walked the path. Second is the teacher who has attained some understanding but refuses to teach others, clinging to knowledge out of selfishness or fear. Third is the teacher who teaches, but teaches carelessly, without compassion, without concern for whether the listener truly understands or benefits. These words are not meant as condemnation alone. They are mirrors. The Buddha is inviting reflection. Am I speaking about things I have not practiced? Am I withholding what may help others, even when I could share it wisely? Or am I speaking without sensitivity, more concerned with being right than being helpful? Then the Buddha describes the teacher who deserves praise. This is someone who has practiced the path, understood it directly, and teaches others out of compassion, not for gain or praise. Such a teacher shares the Dhamma clearly, patiently, and according to the capacity of the listener. The motivation is simple and pure, the wish that others may suffer less and understand more. At this point, the sutta becomes especially relevant to modern life. You do not need to wear robes or give formal talks to be a teacher. Parents teach children, friends advise friends, elders guide the young. Even silence can teach. The Buddha's words gently ask us to examine our intention. Why do I speak? Why do I share? Why do I remain silent? The Buddha then speaks about the gradual training, a central theme throughout the Dīgha Nikāya. He explains that true teaching does not begin with lofty philosophy alone. It begins with conduct. A teacher encourages ethical living, harmlessness, honesty, and restraint. From this foundation comes mental calm. From calm comes clarity. And from clarity comes wisdom and freedom. Teaching that skips these steps may impress the intellect, but it rarely transforms the heart. Another important aspect of the Lohicca Sutta is the emphasis on responsibility. To teach is not a casual act. Words shape minds. Advice influences lives. When teaching is done without care, it can confuse, discourage, or mislead. When done with mindfulness and compassion, even simple words can plant seeds of liberation. Notice also how the Buddha never forces Lohicca to agree. He presents reasoning that is clear, humane, and grounded in lived experience. By the end of the discourse, Lohicca understands that withholding beneficial knowledge is not noble, and that teaching carries an ethical duty. He expresses confidence in the Buddha's path, not because he was pressured, but because understanding naturally arose. For practitioners today, This sutta offers quiet guidance. If you practice meditation, let your words be supported by your practice. If you study the teachings, let humility accompany learning. If you share the Dhamma, do so gently, without the desire to convert or conquer. And if you are listening, remember that true teachers point the way, but each person must walk the path themselves. The Lohicca Sutta also reassures us that teaching does not require perfection. What matters is sincerity, ongoing practice, and care for others' well-being. A teacher grows while teaching. A student teaches by questioning. The path is shared, not owned. As we come toward the end of this reflection, let us pause again. Ask quietly within, how do I use speech in my life? Do my words protect and nourish, or do they divide and harden? When I have something helpful to share, do I do so with kindness and timing? And when I do not know, can I admit it peacefully? The Buddha's teaching here is simple, yet far-reaching. Wisdom is not diminished by sharing. Compassion grows when expressed, and the Dhamma, when offered with care, becomes a gift that benefits both the giver and the receiver. May this reflection rest gently in your heart. There is no need to rush to conclusions. Let the teaching settle, like clear water becoming still. In that quiet clarity, understanding will continue to deepen on its own.